is what you want to do. From there, we're going to go to secret number 3, which is the secret weapon of all 7-figure dropshippers. You can see secrets are our theme here. Don't worry, I am sharing them all and not holding back from you. And then we're going to go into secret number 4 to wrap things up, which is what I call my simple 4-step funnel to get high ticket sales. So all very important, but I want to know from you, what are you most excited to learn on the webinar today? Do me a favor and let myself and my team know in chat. Give me a number 1, 2, 3, or 4 for whichever secret you are most excited about. I'm going to have another sip of coffee here, and then we will dive into secret number 1, because why not? Start at the beginning. Okay, and I see Frank said 1, Jose said 1, Tom with a 1, Omar said all of them, Melissa 4, Nick 2, Patrick 1 and 2, Brad 1, Evan 1, Taylor 3. Okay, wow, yeah, you guys are responding fast. Don't worry, we're going to cover all of them like I said we would, but that's interesting. I'm happy to see how engaged you guys are, though. That keeps my energy up, so thank you for that. And yeah, like I said, we will start at the beginning with secret number 1, why you need a great niche and a proof of concept. So one thing that is unfortunately very common is people might hear about drop shipping. Maybe you listen to a podcast, see a YouTube video, read an article, and you think, I want to do this. Let me find products to sell. And you go on Google and you search for products to drop ship. Never do that, because what you're going to find are a list of middlemen that charge for access for their products where there is no real margin and it's almost impossible to make money. So this is where people get stuck from the beginning, right? What do I sell? So I'm going to show you how to brainstorm ideas and then how to validate them, because this really is a 2-step process. The first step is to look for opportunity everywhere, and I'll demonstrate exactly how I do this. So for me, I have the Notes app on my phone, and I have a running list of ideas where I have thousands and thousands and thousands of them, and that's what I want you to start working towards. Now, you don't need thousands, you just need one good one, but it's a good practice to constantly look for opportunity in your day-to-day life. So some examples. Let's just take the living room photo on the left. In this one photo alone, we have a sofa, we have a table lamp, we have a coffee table, we have a wall light, we have crown molding, we have a chandelier, a bookshelf, we have a mirror, a fireplace, a dining room table, we have hardwood flooring. All of these things are niches that you could sell. There is literally opportunity all around you. Wherever you are right now, there's probably 3 to 10 things that you could find that would make for great niches that other people are already making money with. Even something like the wallpaper in this photo, I guarantee you there are multiple store owners out there making huge amounts of money by simply building high quality stores online and taking care of their customers whom they sell wallpaper to. So one more example here in the photo on the right, that's of Washington Square Park in Manhattan. And a few summers ago, I spent the summer in New York, lived right on the park. And every day I would go hang out, sit on a bench, just people watch. That's what I enjoy to do in Manhattan. And I was thinking of niche ideas as I normally do. And I was sitting on a park bench and I thought, what about park benches? So I opened my phone, I did some preliminary research, and guess what? Good niche. So there literally is opportunity everywhere, maybe even where you're sitting right now. So when it comes to brainstorming, biggest tip I can give you is look for opportunity everywhere. Some brainstorming ideas that I use and that I'd encourage for you are to think of things that you have bought yourself. So look around your house, look around your office or your workplace, go back and check your credit card statements. If you don't spend a lot of money, go ask your friends and family what they've bought. Think about what your hobbies are and if any products stand out there. And just, again, what you notice in your day-to-day life. Use these ideas, brainstorm them, and write them all down, because step 1 is having this list. So what I would like you to do right now is actually brainstorm 3 niche ideas yourself. So let's actually do this, right? Let's take a minute or so. I'll have more coffee, and just, whether it's on a notes app on your phone or you have a pen and paper or you just want to do it in your head, think of 3 different ideas, right? That's a good starting point. Think of 3 different niche ideas that you would possibly be interested in selling online. And then what I'll do is actually take someone's idea and we will verify it live. I'll take it through some tests and we'll see if it's a good one or not. So yeah, let's do that. So when you are ready and you have 3, do me a favor and type niche, the word niche or niche, as they say overseas, in the chat. And also feel free to share one of your ideas so we can research it live. And let's see, Miguel says niche, Sean, Charles says niche, Eric, Steven, Alex, Karen. Okay, awesome. We have Deborah, we have Christopher, Daniel, Richard, John, Michael, Steven. Good. You guys are getting ideas. And I see some ideas coming in now too. So what I'm going to do is actually switch screens. I'm going to pull up Google and I will work to help somebody validate one of them and everyone else can follow along. Okay, so right now you should see my Google Chrome screen. And what I'm going to do is choose a niche from the list that everybody just submitted. And I'm going to put it through a series of 4 different tests. First, we're doing the price point test, then the competition test. After that, we're going to do the demand test and the evergreen test. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this section, brainstorming niche ideas is one step of the process, but the next step is to actually validate these ideas to make sure they are worth our time to proceed with. So in the chat, the first one that I saw was from Michael, who said wine refrigerators. So Michael, we will put your niche, wine refrigerators, through this series of 4 tests. And for everybody else watching along, you can just do these same tests with whatever niches you brainstormed. Okay, so for the first test, this is the price test. All you want to do is go to Google and search for your niche keyword or keywords. In this case, from Michael, it was wine refrigerator. So I'm going to come to Google and I'm going to search for wine refrigerator. Okay. Now, when you go to the results from Google, you want to click the second tab right here. Let me, make sure I spelled it right first. You want to go to the second tab here that says shopping. And when you do that, you'll notice a few things. Okay. First thing is this row of products that's on a carousel. So you could scroll through it. These are ads. Okay. So this is not where we're looking. I just want to make you aware that ads are at the top. So you know to scroll down. And what you want to look at is everything under this line where it says about these results, okay? These are all known as Google product listings. And when you're an e-commerce seller, it's free to have your products here, okay? So this is a great place to get traffic, which we'll talk about later, but it's also a great place to do research. And for the price point test, what we're looking at is, can we find that half or more of the organic product listings are $200 or more. So again, our half or more of the first page results here, $200 or more. And the way we figure this out is literally by just looking at the prices. So the first one is $199. We have $205, $109, $800. So 2 out of the first 4 are above $200, right? Let's go to the second row here. We have $415, $499, $229, $249. So our percentage of $200 or more is definitely improving, which is good. Let's keep going. We have $292, $500, $256, $551. That's very good to see. Here we have $100, $213, $529, $1,098. We have $279, $116, $819, $180. Let's just look at a few more here. And yeah, now we're back to ads. So out of the first page results, and this is according to Google, the most popular wine refrigerators, a good percentage, more than half of the first page results are $200 or more. And when we are doing niche research, that is what we want. We want to sell expensive products, like we talked about earlier, so that our margins and the actual money we make per sale can be worthwhile. So it's not selling something where we make a few dollars per sale, but so we can make real money every time we sell a product. And again, the number we look for here is $200 or more. And for Michael and for wine refrigerators, I can safely say that wine refrigerators passes that test. So for the first test price point, I would say Michael and everybody else that gets over half of the page results that are above $200, you passed as well. Okay. Let's move on to the next test that we do, and this is what I call the competition test. So when it comes to competition and dropshipping, a lot of people think, oh, this niche is saturated, there's too much competition. That's the wrong way to think about this. When it comes to our model and our method of dropshipping, competition occurs at the product level, not at the niche level, but at the specific product level. So what we do for this test is look at this same page we were just on, again, everything under here where it says about these results. And what we want to see is, are half or more of these same results we just looked at being sold by 10 or less stores. So the way we figure that out is by going through what we just went through. But what we're looking at here is under price. We're looking at where it says compare prices at X amount of stores. And again, we want half the page or more to be being sold by 10 or less stores. Because once you get 25, 50 stores selling the same product and getting traffic through here, it becomes much harder to rise to the top of the list and to get the amount of clicks we need to get a lot of sales to be an extremely highly profitable store. So the first one here is 2 stores. This one is over 10. This one is 1 store. This one is over 10. So again, we're about our 50% level currently. Let's keep looking. This one, 5 stores, 2 stores, 10 stores, 5 stores. Let's keep going. And see the next row, 5 stores, 5 stores, 10 stores, 4 stores. So far, we're looking good. Most of them are not being sold at 10 or more stores. Most are below that, which is what we want. Let's keep looking at the organic listings here to make sure that holds true throughout the whole first page. Here we have 4 stores, 10 stores, 5, another 10 stores. Here we have 5 stores, 5 stores, 3 stores, 1 store. And then we have 1 store, 1 store, 1 store, 1 store. So definitely over half the page. The most popular wine coolers, again, according to Google Shopping, are being sold by less than 10 stores, specifically being shown here. This is one place where we want our products to show. And again, we don't want to be competing with 25, 50 stores because it becomes too hard to get traffic. So at this point, I would say for, Michael, who said wine refrigerators, good news so far, your niche has passed the price point test and has passed the competition test. And for everybody following along, we did both of these tests right on Google Shopping, no paid tools required or anything to get this data. Now, for the next test we're going to do, I'm just going to copy wine refrigerator, and we are going to do a test to check the demand. Now, for demand, what I'm looking at is on average, how many people every single month are searching for the niche keyword, right? For the niche. And we want this to be at least 10,000 people. So if you are doing this test now, you're following along and yours is under 10,000, what that means is you can just either move on to another niche you brainstormed or do what I call niche up a level and sell something a little bit more broad that has more search volume so you can have enough people searching that can find you where you can make money and build a really highly profitable lifestyle business. Okay, for this test though, for the demand test, the way I'm going to do this is through the Dropship Lifestyle Keyword Research tool. Now this is available at research.dropshiplifestyle.com. This is available for Dropship Lifestyle members. So if you have a membership, you can use this. I will say this data, I'll click into it first and we'll do the search. Let me just put wine refrigerators and I'm going to search in the United States because that's where I do business. If you do business in a different country or plan to, choose the other country, then I'll click search. But the reason I'm using this tool is because this can give you accurate data. Like here for wine refrigerator, average monthly search volume, I'll zoom in, is 22,200, which is awesome. That's above our 10,000 minimum. So for Michael, wine refrigerator, so far you passed price point test, competition test, and demand test. But the reason I'm showing how to use our internal tool is because the other place you can get this data from is inside of the Google Keyword Planner. If you're not familiar, if you use Google Ads, they make their Google Keyword Planner available to you. But in order to get specific, accurate data like this, you do need to have an active Google Ad account. And you need to spend a good amount of money with them. If you don't, they'll let you use the Google Keyword Planner, but it gives you broad ranges. So it might say like 5,000 to 40,000 or something that's not helpful. So that's why we had this own tool built for ourselves and for Dropship Lifestyle members. We have a few different tools. I could show you some of them, but we basically spent tens of thousands of dollars by bringing in our own in-house developers because we want people to have accurate data. But again, the number we're looking for here is average monthly search volume for the niche to make sure there's enough demand. And we want that number to be 10,000 or more. And wine refrigerators, again, Michael so far is passing everything. So it looks like we can keep moving forward and that we don't need to use anyone else's niche for this test. So let's do the last test, 404. And this test is what I call the evergreen test. So what we want to see here is this niche something that sells year round, right? We don't want to sell anything seasonal, especially with our first store. And again, I'm going to use the Dropship Lifestyle Trends tool. You can get very similar data from Google Trends. So if you're not a member of Dropship Lifestyle and you want to do this test, you can use trends.google.com. But what I'm going to do is just put wine refrigerator for United States of America. I'm going to click search. And what I want to look at is over the past 5 years in the country where I'm doing business, which for me is the US, what does this chart look like? Is this something that is seasonal or is it something that is evergreen, that sells consistent? And what we can see here is there definitely are some peaks and valleys, but there's nothing where, and by the way, this is showing over the past 5 years, week over week, basically spikes in search volume for this keyword. There's nothing where there's like a little part of the year where it's high and the rest of the year it basically disappears. And that's a good thing, right? We're not using this tool to try to catch a trendy product that's hot right now. We're trying to find something that sells year round and sells consistently year over year, or what we can derive from these results is that it is being looked at and searched for year over year, month over month. That way we know if we build a store, we can build something that is simply going to last. Again, as long as we get customer service right, as long as we have happy customers, which we'll talk about, we can build a business that lasts and grows over time for decades plus, like some of my original stores still are today. Yeah, it's funny. I was at a party very recently. I think it was, when was it? Last Friday for one of my neighbors hosted it, and I was talking about what I do in drop shipping, and he's like, "Oh, you just try to find like trending products, right?" And I said, "No, that's the exact opposite of what I do. I don't want something trending. I want something that is evergreen, not just now, not that is consistent now, but something that has been in the past." And that it has no reason of slowing down in the future. For example, I don't think anyone is going to stop drinking wine or wanting to keep it chilled in their homes anytime soon. So good news for Michael. Your niche passed the price point test, the competition test, the demand test, and the evergreen test. So if we were working together one-on-one, I would say you have the green light to move forward. We would do a few more pieces of research just to really nail this thing home and make sure it is going to be the highest probability of success out of everything you've researched. But so far, we are looking good. And let me switch back now. We'll go back to Keynote and just do a quick recap of the tests we just did and what tools we use to do those tests. And while I'm recapping this, guys, let me know, please, in the chat box, and not just me, but me and my team, if you are getting value so far. If you are, please type value in the chat. And if you're getting as much value as I promised you when we kick this thing off, type value in all caps. Let my team really know that this is helping you out by typing value in all capital letters. That way we can know you are definitely learning, and I can have the motivation to keep going, keep the energy up for the rest of this training. Again, myself and my team greatly appreciate that. While you're doing that, hopefully, we'll do the quick recap of the tests we did and the tools we used. So price point test, we use Google Shopping. Competition test, we use Google Shopping. Evergreen test, we used the Dropship Lifestyle Trends tool. And the demand test, we used the Dropship Lifestyle Keyword tool. So hopefully those can help you out, and make sure you pick a niche that is worth pursuing, that is worth your time, because if you're going to do the work, it might as well pay off for you. Again, just like it has for Dropship Lifestyle members all around the world. I think I talked about this earlier, but we host annual events, and it's just awesome to see people from the community and hear their stories in person. For example, in 2014, we did our first ever live event. That was in Chiang Mai in Thailand. This photo is at the sticky waterfall out there. We had about 100 Dropship Lifestyle members come together. In 2015, we hosted our retreat in Krabi in Thailand, and it was just amazing. We had rock climbing. We went snorkeling, just a good time there with about 100 other Dropship Lifestyle members. In 2016, we did the same thing, but in Kona, Hawaii. In 2017, we brought the Dropship Lifestyle community together in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. In 2018, we went to Bali. That's where that photo was from earlier, by the way, with the monkey on my head. In 2019, we went to my favorite city in Europe, which is Prague. Then we had to take a break for a couple of years thanks to COVID. But in 2022, we were able to bring everyone together again out in Lisbon in Portugal. And I'm really excited to say that this year in 2023, we are going to be going to Da Nang in Vietnam for the Dropship Lifestyle Retreat. And again, if you're still sitting here, you're thinking, Anton, you are talking fast. You're going through a lot, especially when it comes to all those tests to do to validate niche ideas. Listen, I get it. I do talk fast. And like I said, I have a lot to share. But I do want you to know, as a reminder, I am going to give you the 237 high-ticket dropshipping niche ideas for 2023 at the end of this webinar. So reminder how this works. At the end of the presentation, I'm going to give the link to this so you can claim your copy. And this is really going to help you. You can still brainstorm. You still should think of niche ideas, but this will be a great starting point, and you're going to get it at the end of this presentation. And for everybody in the chat that has been typing value, I've been seeing the capital values, so I do appreciate you. I got the energy. I'm still excited. Let's keep moving and get right into secret number 2. Now, secret number 2 is extremely important. I've been talking about how to build a brand that lasts for a while, and you've probably heard me say a few times that we want to build something that will be around for years and ideally decades. So secret number 2 is how to build a brand that provides real value to your customers and your bank account. Now, let me ask you a question. Please type this in chat as well. What do you think is the number one most important factor for long-term success with this business? Again, what do you think is the single most important factor for long-term success with this business? Go ahead and type it in chat. Okay, Kim says quality products. That's definitely important. Adrian says good marketing. Yeah, we need that. Miguel says a website that converts. These are all very important. So these aren't, in my opinion, these aren't the thing that's going to make your business last, but they are all extremely important. Okay, Karen got it. Yeah, Karen, I agree with you. We're on the same page. Listen, guys, all the businesses that I have built that continue to thrive, it happens for one reason. It happens because we have happy customers, okay? Happy customers with this business and really any business. This isn't like a dropship specific thing, but happy customers are the key to long-term success. If you present your business as a certain way and your products in a certain way and what your business offers in a certain way, and you deliver on that and ideally over-deliver, the customer gets what they ordered, they're happy with the responsiveness and how you sent them updates throughout the order process, guess what? They're going to be thrilled. Your business is going to last. You're not going to have negative reviews. You're not going to have refunds and chargebacks and this mess that some sellers can get into when they're just looking for quick money. We're not doing that. We're building businesses that actually, funny enough, make more money than the people that build these burner stores, but ours actually are able to grow on themselves. They can start strong from day one, but they continue to grow in how valuable they are, both in terms of profits and valuations, because we have happy customers. That is the key to long-term success. So let's talk about how to build a brand that actually generates happy customers. So to do this, I put together this little image here. You can see my amazing keynote skills where we have a little emoji. She'll be our shopper. And let's say our shopper, who said that? Karen said it. So let's say this is Karen. So Karen goes to our Shopify store, right? And let's say she places an order. Like we talked about earlier, the money goes straight to our bank account, typically deposited within 48 hours. Now it's our job to fulfill Karen's order. Well, we have a few different ways we can do that. One would be we can go on Amazon.com and try to find the product there for a lower price, have it shipped directly to Karen. Another would be we could plug in an app called De-essers to our Shopify store, have it drop shipped through there. And the third way would be we can work with a domestic supplier who ships the product directly to Karen. Now, these are all drop shipping, but they all will lead to very different customer experiences and really will lead to very different experiences for you as the business owner as well. So let's talk about all three of these and how they work. First option being build a Shopify store, fulfill the order through Amazon. The way this works is the buyer orders on yourstore.com, whatever you decide to name it. You then go try to find that product for cheaper on Amazon.com. You buy it off of Amazon.com and enter your customer's shipping address so Amazon ships it direct to your customer. The way you make money is you keep the difference based on what you sell it for and what you can buy it for. This is known as the arbitrage model because with this model, people are trying to find these price discrepancies, that room for price arbitrage. And the people that do this, that is where the money is made from, right? Now, in my opinion, this is not something worth pursuing. So let's talk about why, right? What are the issues with dropshipping from Amazon? The first is that it's not sustainable. Again, we want to build long-term. And when you get into the arbitrage model, there's no consistent selling products because there's no relationship between you and the companies that make these products. There's also way too much manual work involved for small profits because with this model, you have to private message every seller and say, hey, listen, please don't include any packing slip or receipt. And guess what? It's still going to slip through the cracks. They're still going to do that. You're going to get complaints. There's also no barrier to entry. So even if you found an arbitrage opportunity, there's nothing stopping, your neighbor from undercutting you tomorrow and taking out your business. You can race to the bottom in terms of profit margins here. Like I mentioned, you're going to have angry customers because even if you message sellers and say, don't put Amazon packaging or receipt, they're still going to. So this is not recommended. This does not lead to happy customers, and it does not lead to a business that will actually make you money. Okay, the next method of dropshipping here is selling through your Shopify store and then fulfilling through an app known as De-essers or one of the many clones and similar versions you could find out there. Now, the way this model works is you import products from the app to your Shopify store. Then the buyer orders on yourstore.com. You then process the order through De-essers. The supplier ships the item direct to your customer. You keep the difference based on what you sell it for and what you can buy it for. Now, this is known as the dropshipping from China model because most of the suppliers on De-essers, and again, the similar apps out there, ship directly from China. Now, what are the issues with dropshipping from China? Well, the first big one is the people that do this are always trying to catch the latest trend. Think things like fidget spinners, right? That trended a few Christmases ago, or those hoverboards that weren't really hoverboards, but people sold online, dropship from China. That's the type of thing that people try to make work through this model. Another issue with this is the products are often very inexpensive and subpar quality. Another problem here is there's no price controls. So again, even if you found a winning product, somebody can undercut you tomorrow. That's okay, making 5% profit, and no one's going to stop them because there are no price controls. There's also no branding. So nobody will be searching for brands you sell for or products you sell because you're not selling for any actual brands. You're making up your own product names and hoping to put them in front of people. It's a much different business model than what it is we do. Also, a big reason you shouldn't do this is long lead times, 2 to 4 weeks minimum for customers to wait. And in 2023, that's just simply unacceptable. Again, there's no barrier to entry, so anybody can do this. There's no quality control. Let's just say customers want to return stuff. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to ship it back to China to get a refund? No, it doesn't happen. So for those reasons, plus a whole lot more, I can definitely tell you that this model is not recommended and you should not waste your time with it. Okay, so this leads us to our third method of dropshipping, the method that I actually use. So obviously this is the one that I would recommend you use, but I still want to talk about the pros and cons of it if you want to build a real brand with happy customers. Going back to this example, Karen bought from our Shopify store. We need to fulfill Karen's order. What I'm going to do, and what I encourage you to do, is to have a domestic supplier fulfill that order. Now, I do business in the US, so the brands I work for and sell for are in the States. If you're in Australia, then domestic for you means brands in Australia. If you're planning on doing business in the UK, then domestic to you are brands that have products within the UK. So just keep that in mind. With that being said, let's talk about how this model works. So first, you choose a niche and you find your future competitors. So in Secret One, we went through how to brainstorm ideas and a few methods we use for validation. After that, you want to go online and find the companies that are already out there selling the products that you want to sell. You want competition in terms of people selling what you want to sell. That is a good thing. Remember, competition that can actually hinder us occurs at the product level. But as far as the niche, we want to find other successful stores selling what it is we want to sell. Now, the second step is you then reach out to those brands and become an authorized retailer to sell their products. After that, the buyers find yourstore.com, place their orders there. Then your supplier ships the item directly to your customer. You keep the difference based on what you sell it for and what you buy it for at your wholesale cost. This is known as the dropship lifestyle model because this is what I have been doing and perfecting, again, going back 10 years now. So before I go into some potential issues with the dropship lifestyle model, I do want to let you know that we always build stores before we contact suppliers. And this is very important because the type of brands that we sell for, again, we're becoming authorized retailers to sell for. So we can't just contact them and say, hey, can I dropship your stuff? Because the answer will be no. You need to have something to show them. And what we show them is called a demo store. So let me switch screens right now, and I will go to a few of our demo stores. Now, this first one I'm really excited to show you. This is called Shaka Surfboards, and this is a brand new dropship lifestyle demo store that is built on our brand new Shopify theme. This theme is called Charlotte. It is lightning fast, and it has tons of conversion elements built in. So let me walk you through it so you can see that we're not just building, again, burner stores or stores that look unprofessional. And then we can talk about some of the issues that might arise or reasons that maybe this isn't for you or you don't want to do it. And again, we'll talk about this later on, but my team can build you a store just like this. Shaka Surfboards, you could see things like mega menus to begin with, letting people search by surfboard type, search by skill level, search by what color they want. This is all built into the theme. Things like custom logos and custom imagery, from adjusting the different fonts that we use and the color schemes to match the niche. Everything is customized when we build these niche specific stores. Even in terms of things like content and having buyer's guides, things like saying surfer owned and operated, all of these custom icons, we make these unique for each store so they can stand out and not look like something that somebody threw together in a couple nights that no one would ever trust. We build stores that people can trust so that our first-time visitors would be happy to become first-time customers. Now, some more things we do to help with that are things like auto-expiring coupon codes that you can see here. Some more things we do to help with that are things like having availability built into the product pages. You could see here 8 left in stock. Things like estimated arrival dates are huge with helping with conversion rates. Things like having tabbed product pages so customers can get the shipping policy and the price match policy all on that page without leaving, so they can have everything they need to know to place their order. They don't need to go through the whole site and then forget what they even were looking at. They can get all the information they need while they're on the product page to complete their order and become a customer. This one is called Happy Paws. Again, from things like custom logos to color schemes to typography to custom banners, even things like this. I love here the different categories we have. These are all built on the Dropship Lifestyle Shopify theme with, like I mentioned, those conversion elements built in to turn visitors into buyers. Again, the expiring coupon codes, things like having the unique selling propositions featured on the product page. We do this all for you if you decide you want us to build your store. Or if you want to build a store using the Dropship Lifestyle Shopify theme, again, the brand new version Charlotte, you can do that with what we'll talk about in just a little while. Here, finally, Enlightened Chandeliers. This is the same theme, but highly modified to fit the type of buyer that would be searching for a high-end chandelier. So again, we're not just putting together stock template stores and hoping people buy. We're building unique buyer experiences based on the type of customer for the specific niche. Very important. And again, with the Dropship Lifestyle model, we do this prior to contacting suppliers so that we can get approved with legitimate brands. With that being said, let's talk about some possible issues that maybe will make this not for you. First, with our model, you need to do market research. We went through some of the verifications we use for niche ideas a little bit earlier, but there's more than that. We need to make sure that we do have future competitors. We do need to make sure that we could find at least 20 possible brands to sell for. We want to make sure if we're going to take the time to build a store, it has a high likelihood of success. So we are big on market research. We don't test products. We don't test websites. We go into something with full confidence, knowing that it will work. Also, with our model, like I mentioned, you need to build your store before you apply to become an authorized retailer for the brands you want to sell for. Also, you're going to need to earn the trust of the top tier suppliers in your future niche. So who is it? Michael earlier with the wine refrigerators. Let's say Michael was doing his research and he found 20 different brands that he could possibly sell for. It's very possible that on day one, only 10 out of those 20 brands would tell Michael, okay, you're approved, you're an authorized retailer, you can sell our products. The other 10 might say, come back to us once you have more traffic, come back to us once you have more sales, and that's totally fine. But just know, again, this is a long-term strategy. You can still do very well, even with a 50% supplier approval rating on day one, but the long term is you're getting the best of the best suppliers, you're selling for every legitimate brand within your niche, and you become the authority in that niche. So to put it simply, this business model, our business model takes real work to get started, but if you are a hard worker and if you want to build something that can compound on itself, this is for you. In my opinion, the work going in is well worth it. That is why I would highly recommend this business model is for you if you are serious about building a really highly profitable business. So going back to where secret number 2 started, we had Karen, she bought from our Shopify store. We want to build a business that lasts with happy customers so we can fulfill her order through Amazon, we can drop ship it from China, or we can send it from a domestic supplier that will get to her in 2 to 3 days and that will ship from a warehouse that it's already in stock in the country where Karen is. Now, hopefully I just made completely clear why we never want to do the arbitrage route, why we never want to drop ship from Amazon, why we never want to drop ship from China and use an app like DSers, and why we want to become authorized retailers for domestic brands. So guys, again, if you're getting value, this time just give me a V, capital V in chat for value. I would really appreciate that, and we will keep moving forward. I want to ask you one more question before we get into secret number 3, and this question is not going to help me with the rest of the presentation, but I think it's going to help you to actually keep taking action and put what you're learning into practice. So this question is, why do you want to own a profitable drop ship store? Okay. What's the real reason you want to do this? And I put 4 different reasons here. You could type in the chat number 1, 2, 3, or 4 with which one makes sense for you, which one matches why you want to own a profitable drop ship store. And if your reason is not one of these 4, feel free to just type in your reason as well. But number 1 is to create a second stream of income. Lots of people want to have an extra income if you're already making $5,000, $10,000 a month from your 9 to 5. You want to make another $5,000 to $10,000 a month while working an extra 15 to 30 minutes a day. This is a great business model to pursue. Again, I can't guarantee that's going to happen or make income claims, but I could tell you if I wanted to create that extra income, this is the model I use. Another reason would be number 2 here. Put in number 2 if this is you. So you can quit your job. Number 3 is if you want to spend more time with family and friends. Number 4, type that in chat if you want to be able to travel the world and work from anywhere. Just type those numbers in the chat. And again, if your reason is different, feel free to type that in as well. I should have mentioned this earlier. I might have, I don't remember. But the way we have chat set up is so you can't see one another's comments, but we can see everything you send in. We just do that so there's not thousands of comments distracting to everybody. So if it's private, you just want to share it with us and whoever's helping you on my team, type that in and I will see it and they will see it as well. One more thing I'll say as everyone's answering in chat is for anybody that really does want to quit their job and like, you want to think of the real reason why you want to quit your job, right? Is it because you've been there for 10 years and you've never had a raise, or because you're disrespected, right? Whatever that reason is, try to really think deep to that. Because what I've seen out of everybody that's been through my Dropship Lifestyle program over the past decade, by the way, Dropship Lifestyle started in 2012. The people that have gotten the best results aren't people that had that had college degrees, that were marketing experts, that had a bunch of experience with e-commerce. No, the people that make this work and still make this work consistently are the people that had a real reason to put in the time to originally, right? The first 3 weeks to even few months, to put in the nights, to put in the weekends, to build this business. They had that real underlining reason why to do the work and make this happen. But for anybody that is here right now that gave a number 2 that says, I want to quit my job, totally understandable. I think that's a good goal, but just know my advice for you there is do this while you still have your job and get to a point where you have 3 consecutive months where your income, your profit from your store matches or exceeds what you make from your normal job. So again, if you make $5,000 a month at your normal job, have 3 months back to back to back where you're making $5,000 or more net profit from your store. Because at that point, you can be building a bankroll, right? Kind of a safety net. And then you can have that confidence going in that you know what it's doing consistently and you could just grow from there. So that is my advice for you. Let me take myself off the screen here. I'm going to switch to water now, have a sip of water, and then we will keep going with secret number 3, which is the secret weapon of all 7-figure dropshippers. So in order to demonstrate this, I first want to show you a normal store. So let's just say our shopper, Karen, went to our store, let's say our chandelier store, and purchased a product. Great. Let's say the sale price was about $1,000 and we made our $300 net profit from that order. Awesome. All is well. We did great. We could have a very sizable business. But let's say we want to be better than average. Let's say we want to have a bigger than sizable business. What else can we do? Well, we can take our normal store and turn it into a normal store with compounding products to have that one customer that was previously worth $300 of profit to us become worth much more. Instead of having that one order with our $300 profit, they can now place multiple orders for different products and become a customer worth $500 or more profit. So how do we do this? It's through a system that I created called LVO, which stands for Lead Value Optimization. The goal here is to earn more money from everyone that visits our stores. And normally what will happen is you'll have people visit your homepage, then your product page, then they'll add to cart and they'll check out and complete their sale. But what we want to do is capture everybody at every stage of this process by collecting email addresses and by pixeling people so that we can remarket to them. The lead value optimization techniques that I'm going to share with you today, first are promoting information products, and second is upselling add-ons. Now, before I share examples of both of these, I just want to be clear here that what I'm talking about is offering customers things they want and need and are most likely going to purchase elsewhere anyway. We're not just trying to sell people stuff just to make more money. We're trying to look for opportunity because we understand our customers and have to think, what else do they need? Where will they have to go to buy elsewhere? Let's figure that out and sell it ourselves. So the first example I want to give you is promoting those information products. And here you want to ask yourself which information products would be most valuable to my customers. First example I'd give you is a jigsaw store. Let's say, who's in chat now? John. John built johnsjigsaws.com. What does everybody think would be a good example of an information product that John could promote to his customers? You can go ahead and type it in chat, but I'll go ahead and give you the example that I thought of, and it would be woodworking plans. It could be how to build a table, how to build bar stools, how to build cabinets, whatever else people build with jigsaws. I'd go online, find out which the best quality, best selling woodworking plans were, and I would promote them as an affiliate to my customers, meaning when they purchase them, I would earn a percentage of that sale as an affiliate. Okay, another example of information products would be something we can offer if we sold beginner drum kits. Let's see, Daniel is in chat now. So let's say Daniel decided to build a beginner drum kit store. What would be an example of information products that he could promote to his audience? Somebody put music books. Yeah, I mean, you could do that. But what I would do probably the books too. I would do online lessons. I would go out on Google. I would find the best online drum school. I would become an affiliate to promote their drum lessons because I'm not going to do that myself anyway, right? It's not direct competition. And I would promote that to my customers and earn commissions for everybody that signed up, which would make me more profit and more money than my competition. Now, the second technique I want to talk about when it comes to LVO is upselling add-ons. And here, what you want to think about is what physical products can complement what I'm already offering. I saw in chat, Kevin said when I had the jigsaws pulled up, jigsaw blades, well, they would fall in this category, right? Because that's not an information product, but that's where these physical products could be sold as add-ons. These are often more inexpensive, so you're not going to sell them as standalone products, but you can give customers the option to add them on when they're already buying your main niche product, your high-ticket product. So one example would be if you were selling snowboards. Let's say Scott was building a snowboard store, which